August and September 21st, and they're going to completely divest the rest of their 750 million outstanding shares of Evergreen, so that's not a good sign for the funds.
Kind of like it's only, right? They're selling all the shares now.
This could easily become China's Lehman Brothers situation. Because Lehman defaulted on 680 billion. Debt service everything. Turkey said they won't be a problem anymore. But see, the thing is, it's indicative of the broader picture of where the Chinese economy is. I mean, there's whole cities that have been built in China where nobody lives.
Yeah.
It's just well, it's the construction costs and GDP. That's all it is. They use more concrete in 2018 than the United States did in the entire 20th century. There's 1.3 trillion tons of concrete.
Then they play the others with carbon.
We're one of the world's largest emitters. Huge. In terms of carbon, I find it ironic that it talks about banning short-haul flights. Private planes. Down to 55%. It's all for show. Of course it's all for show. Carbon pricing is France is pretty much running to the 70th. They have the lower prices of Germany. Mostly on wind and solar power now, as we move around now to infrastructure here, they can't keep up with demand. That's it. Yeah, on my phone.
Good morning, everybody. Dear graduates, as a member of the IGC board, I'm delighted to celebrate your graduation and to join you in celebrating what you have achieved. The day is yours. Enjoy the feeling of having reached the goal, which at first seemed to be infinitely far away. During your training, you have not only acquired special knowledge, but you have also been in a continuous process of mental agility. The experience you have gained will join you forever. But what are the fruits of your master degree? I am sure that some of you are familiar with the following words. The race is not the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill. But time and chance happened to them all. I do not want to interpret the Old Testament, but I want to share a few thoughts with you. You have shown that you are fast, strong, skillful, and clever. But not everyone is successful. So what does it mean? Time and chance. Success is a lucky coincidence that you can prepare for. The path to my first call as a professor was very unusual. I have done my doctoral thesis very late in my life, after having worked as a lawyer for several years. One thing is clear: I was not the fastest. I was invited for an interview during which I had to give a real lecture in front of the large auditorium. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Firstly, the cleaning team had removed my carefully prepared panel painting on the whiteboard. Then the overhead projector, and this time we didn't have beamer, the overhead projector suddenly burned out. All my preparation for this interview have apparently gone in a few seconds. I didn't let myself get upset because I had prepared myself for all breakdown as well as double breakdown. With a short second of thinking, I could simply continue my topic with other methods. My coolness in this situation completely convinced the committee, and I had my first job as a professor. Why am I telling you this? In my case, to prepare the coincidence of luck means to be able to prepare a good crisis management with double breakdowns. I was just as fast as the other, just as smart as the other. But on the point of crisis management, I was lucky to be able to show my nerves maybe better than others without technical problems, and I had the chance to convince the commission. So, speed, wisdom, skill, and experience are in a way the basic requirements for success, but not the success itself, which needs additional moments and lucky opportunities and chances which you also will find in your life. With the knowledge you have acquired here, with your attention and interest in new things, with the experience of different cultural backgrounds, with the stress and the balancing study, family and career, you have exactly what you need to be ready for the lucky coincidence. To that time and chance will be on your side. We congratulate on your personal success. Stay in touch with us. Stay in touch with the alumni. Let us participate in your further life, in good days and in bad days. We are looking forward to it. Thank you.
Technical problems? Did we just talk about that? Oh, thank you. Let's put it here. Okay, great. Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of, oh, just almost lost this. Maybe I should hold it. I think it's better. All of you dear graduates and family and friends of our graduates, welcome to this very special day. It's really a special privilege and honor to be able to address you on behalf of the Master in European Studies program on your commencement day, a day to honor your great achievements. I can remember very clearly standing here a year ago giving my first graduation speech for the MES class of 2019. I had only just a few months prior stepped into my role as program coordinator for the Master Program in European Studies. I recall feeling, besides extreme nervousness, regret that I had never, due to the pandemic, had the opportunity to personally meet those graduates who, despite a turbulent, troublesome year, had worked very hard to successfully achieve their goals. And I remember thinking to myself, the next time around it'll be different. I'll surely be able to meet face-to-face with the new MES group. Well, as we all know, that prediction, my assumption, was wrong. Due to the corona pandemic, nearly all of us are sadly only meeting for the first time today. And we certainly all had other expectations to how the academic year would evolve. We all had hopes throughout both semesters to finally be able to meet up in person, to speak, study, learn as a group in the same room. Regrettably, that never happened. But nonetheless, we still got to know each other and grow together as a group and support each other as best we could. I can genuinely say that my happiest moments in my role as a program coordinator were those of how I felt after having spent an hour or two in our joint Zoom sessions. It was the closest we could get to being together, and that connection was truly nourishing. The past year was for sure abundant with challenges for us all, but especially for international students, being away from home, away from family and friends, enduring lockdowns and isolation, and all of that under an extremely heavy academic load. The strain of having every single lecture take place online, it definitely required full use of your abilities and your resources. I know it was not easy, but look at you now. You are here. Regardless of whether you still need to finish your master thesis, you have made it this far, so very far, and I'm very proud of each and every one of you for sticking it out, not giving up, even though circumstances were tough and the demands high. You all have achieved and accomplished your goals despite the struggles you were up against. Therefore, no matter what you encounter next, whatever future challenges may arise, you can all look back to this time in your life where, through commitment, desire, perseverance, and hard work, you prevailed over adversity and met with success. As you know, the past year bore some difficult times for myself as well, and so I absolutely want to take a moment just to acknowledge the kindness and warmth and regard I received from all of you. This meant and means so much to me, and I'm deeply appreciative of every single kind word I've ever received from you guys. A little bit of humanity always goes a long way. So, before we begin the process of handing out your well-deserved certificates, I would like to just share a few more words. While I was preparing for this speech, I took the liberty to glance into your application files and read some letters of motivation. These were the words you wrote, explaining why you desire to join the MES program. I must honestly say, I was not only inspired, but touched by what I read. You all come from different backgrounds. All of you have your own personal plans and pathways, yet collectively, at the heart of all your individual endeavors, I could find a common denominator. You all expressed a desire to experience new cultures, to expand your horizons, be enriched by internationality and education in a field that is multifaceted, diverse, and dynamic. You expressed a desire to be able to use your attained knowledge and skills in order to give something back to your communities, cultures, and countries, wherever they may be. You expressed a desire to implement changes that will serve and benefit the whole. Nothing can be more significant and meaningful than this, as far as I'm concerned. So, whether the dream is to work in a European institution, pursue a diplomatic career, a career in government or administration, or of course the possibilities are endless. Therefore, no matter where life takes you, no matter what the next challenge, go all in with all your heart, for it is here where you will find your strength, your innate joy, and your true fulfillment. I do most certainly hope this meeting will not be our last, and wholeheartedly welcome you to stay in touch as MES alumni. It would be truly wonderful to hear from you and perhaps see you in a future MES alumni event. I wish each and every one of you the very, very best of health, happiness, and success. Congratulations to you all, and thanks for your attention. So may I now ask our Master in European Studies course director, Professor Dr. True, who has been a steadfast guide and supporter and inspiration to all of you, to please enter the stage. And dear MES graduates, when your name is called, don't forget to put your mask on. And then please come up front and accept your certificates. Okay, so this is in alphabetical order. Yes, I'm sorry, yes, you can just come right up around here and then enter the stage over here on this side, okay? So, we first have Nazli Abedin Seda. Congratulations. Patrick Akachukwu.
Not just worry, I'm fully vaccinated.
Dmitry Chekchivnikov.
Thank you so much.
George Falekos. Razaya Gassimi. Do you want a picture without the mask?
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah, sure.
Sure.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Jalal Hussein Balali.
Thank you.
Venuan Pai. Katia Placievili. Naven Ravi.
That's okay.
Anmol Sharma.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Erwin Boledar.
I'm gonna have to fix my hair, sorry. It's a struggle, guys, it's a struggle. There's a lot. There really is.
It fits though.
Well, barely.
Congratulations.
Well, that does feel good, doesn't it? Holding those certificates. Well, they are so well deserved. Congratulations again to all of you. I think we have to change the presentation of those two. Yeah, I know, but do you want to change it? Yeah. Just a second, just to prepare the microphone. Okay.
This time I managed.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got something special and something new today, which is an extra student award for an outstanding performance in our master program. And there are various students who would have deserved it. So we really had to look at the marks and see whether, well, basically how many 1 point X's you had, whether there were any non-1 point X's, and, well, by a very narrow margin, it's Patrick Akachukwu. So, if you come up. Congratulations again. So you got a second extra award. Yeah, I hope the others are not disappointed, because as I said, I would have loved to give it to far more of you. But we had to choose one, and well done everyone, but there's just a little bit better, which means that it's Patrick. Thank you very much, and yeah, so great to see you all after the whole time of doing everything online. I hope I see some of you again in the oncoming semester, and otherwise, yes, I can only join Deborah Minkin in saying please stay in touch. We love to hear from you, what becomes of you, what you're doing with the MES certificate, where your life takes you. So well done, and hope to see you again soon.
We have to address the microphone. Although, actually, maybe everybody, well, I won't. We'll just prepare that for... Okay, so you can all hear me, right? Right, okay, great. So it is a pleasure for me to now introduce this year's European Studies student speaker, Erwin Boledar. Erwin was... You can give it to me, I'll just put it here. Yeah. So Erwin was born in Munich, is a citizen of Canada, and has roots in Croatia. Just this little bit of information reveals an individual born to bear diversity. A lifelong learner, a polymath, Erwin is passionate about economics, tech, foreign affairs, having worked both in Canadian politics alongside co-founding a blockchain startup. He maintains an advisory role with several startups today. As a very fresh graduate of our Master in European Studies program, he's now preparing for a new career at the European Commission starting this fall as an incoming economist in Brussels. Let's just take a moment and applaud this amazing achievement, really. Erwin, you and I mostly had correspondence via email over the past year, but we did happily have that one long telephone conversation this summer, and it was definitely enough to convince me of your capabilities and your brilliance, and to palpably feel your passion for desiring to implement positive progression on this planet and for the people who live on it. So please, and this goes out to all of you, continue to pursue your dreams and your goals. I wish you, Erwin, and all of you the very best of success for each and every endeavor that you seek to achieve. It is wonderful to have you speak today on behalf of the European Studies Group. Thank you. This is yours.
Fellow graduates, faculty, Professor True, I'm honored to be speaking here in front of all of you today, and congratulations for making it this far. I know it was a monumental achievement to have done it in the short time that we did, under the circumstances that we had to. So take a minute and give yourselves a round of applause, because it was an unprecedented year, and we're here, so that's incredibly important. So it's a Master of European Studies. That's why we're all here, and I think that in and of itself is incredibly important. So I wanted to touch on that thematically throughout this presentation, and I hope you get a sense of where I'm coming from. I moved around a lot as a kid, really since birth. Like Deborah said, I was born in Germany, and then we moved back to Croatia, and then in 1996, at the tail end of the war, my parents decided to make me move to Canada. You know, and they did so, like many parents from that part of the world did at the time. It was, you know, to give a better life for their family and for their kids. They left everything they knew behind, and they flew across the ocean to make good on that promise. Canada was a learning curve for all of us, it really was. I think in many ways it was a lot harder on them than it was for me, having come at the age that they did. And I felt insulated from many of the pressures that they had to experience on their own skin. It's the quintessential immigrant story that touches so many families from so many different walks of life, no matter where you plant yourself from where you might have come from. And in keeping with their roots, they made sure that I never forgot mine. So I was fortunate enough to spend my summers on the Adriatic coast and traveling throughout Europe. I still have family here. So I kept in touch with the continent and with that sense. And it was always weird for me. Every summer that drew to a close, I felt this impending sense of dread, like I knew I had to go back. I didn't want to go back. And it was like I was finally readjusting to life as a European again, and I'd have to give that all up and then head back to the land of ice and snow and start all over every September. The fact that I was going back to school also really didn't help me. As I got older and as my knowledge and interests developed, I began to see and pay attention to the differences in both parts of the world. In many ways it was like watching two trees grow up in real time. But comparing Europe and North America in a lot of ways is still like comparing apples to oranges. When I moved back to Europe in 2020, when I moved back to Germany, I felt like my life had done this squaring the circle, so to speak. Like, I was a comet doing this massive slingshot around its orbiting star, and things had kind of come back to where they were at the beginning. I'm grateful for the fact that I have dual citizenship, because without it, I wouldn't be standing here today giving the speech that I am, and I wouldn't be working where I'm fortunate enough to currently work. So that duality that I experienced growing up, I feel like also really crystallizes what we're all facing, amid the pressures of globalization, with borders, identities, and those core tenets of our cultures. The lines are getting increasingly blurred, and those waves are sweeping every shore, including Europe's. So the sinews and threads that bind our global community, they've left us, especially at the dawn of the information age, with a rapidly advancing society that, I feel, and I'm sure many of you feel the same, that we rarely stop and think, given the pace, where this all might be leading to. And the fact that we're all gathered here today, each one of us from a different corner of the globe, comparing our own apples to oranges, is testament to that fact. And to one side of that coin, the way that our lives have been flipped on their head, especially in the last 18 months, and how those inequalities and the exposure of those inequalities has left a lot of things lost in translation in our society, I feel like is another testament to the other side of that coin. So our generation, unfortunately, or fortunately, has the bittersweet privilege of being caught between the way things used to be and the pressures of modernity, which for better or worse means that we face constant adaptation to our way of life. We are, in short, a generation that is defined by that overarching duality. Like us, the nations of the world face a similar challenge, which Simon Anholt captured quite poignantly. If we don't know who we are, then we're not going to have an idea of where we're going. He was referring to the existential questions around the future of European integration, but I want to pose that same question to all of you today. Figure out who you are, and maybe you'll have a better idea of where you are going. The degrees that we've earned are certainly going to help. They're not going to be enough. Your talents, your skills, that's going to be the real game changer. How you apply what you've learned and how you bring your unique twist on the things that you've learned is ultimately what matters. Europe's a big place. Europe's also a really small place. It's a dichotomy in many ways that fits into that theme of dualism. Europe is a vibrant quilt of states that embrace modernity and preserve antiquity. It's also a place that we all currently call home. We are all Europeans here now. Whether your passport says as much is secondary to how you make good on the land that you now call home. As somebody who has spent his life straddling the fence, both culturally, geographically, in many ways personally, I can tell you that what's written in that little blue book is really secondary to what you do with what you've been given. And ultimately, this continent has a lot of opportunities in many shapes and forms, and the myriad ways that you unlock those over the course of the rest of your life is what's going to bring you true fulfillment. I think that our actions and outcomes, more so than any sense of national pride, is really what matters in a world that's changing as fast as ours. And maybe in taking Anholt's view, we can use that as the lodestar to set our compass towards. I wish everyone success in the future, and I can't promise it's going to be easy, but I know that if you keep your head high and you speak with integrity and purpose, have faith in yourself and your abilities, you're going to go far. You have a lot to offer, and after today, it's time to show what you're made of. So go out there and prove it. Thank you.
Don't fall down. Thank you so much, Erwin, for that beautiful and really inspiring speech. I think you all must be feeling the motivation, the desire to go out there and really show what you're made of, and you really very eloquently expressed your inner fire and desire. So thanks for sharing that with us. So, and now We're at the end of our ceremony, and I am very happy to invite you for some refreshments. We're going to go down this way. Our reception will be just outside. Have a wonderful celebration and enjoy this very, very special day, all of you. We have to put the masks back on to go outside, but once outside, you can take the masks off.